Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Journey. Welcome. Would you all stand as we sing? How are we all feeling today? Yes, awesome. Clap with us. Heaven thundered and the world was born. Life begins and ends in the dust you form. Faith commanded and the mountains moved. Fear is losing ground to our hope in you. Unstoppable God, let your glory go on and on. Impossible things in your name, they shall be done. Freedom conquered, all our chains undone. Sin defeated, Jesus has overcome. Mercy triumphed when the third day dawned. Darkness was denied when the stone was gone. Unstoppable God, let your glory go on and on. Impossible things in your name, they shall be done. Unstoppable God, let your glory go on and on. Impossible things in your name, they shall be done. That's right. Please sing with us. Nothing shall be impossible. Your kingdom reigns unstoppable. We'll shout your praise forevermore. Jesus, our God, unstoppable. Nothing shall be impossible. Your kingdom reigns unstoppable. We'll shout your praise forevermore. Jesus, our God, unstoppable. Nothing shall be impossible. Your kingdom reigns unstoppable. We'll shout your praise forevermore. Jesus, our God, unstoppable. Nothing shall be impossible. Your kingdom reigns unstoppable. We'll shout your praise forevermore. Jesus, our God, unstoppable. Unstoppable God, let your glory go on and on. Impossible things in your name, they shall be done. Unstoppable God, let your glory go on and on. Impossible things in your name, they shall be done. We all feeling good today? Good. Thanks so much for singing with us. Here's another one. Father, let your kingdom come. Father, let your will be done on earth as in heaven, right here in my heart. Father, let your kingdom come. Father, let your will be done on earth as forgive us, forgive us, as we forgive the ones who sinned against us. Forgive them, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Let your kingdom come. Father, let your kingdom come. Father, let your will be done on earth as in heaven, right here in my heart. Father, let your kingdom come. Father, let your will be done on earth as in heaven, right here in my heart. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us, as we forgive the ones who sinned against us. Forgive them, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Let your kingdom come. It's yours, all yours, all yours. The kingdom, the power, the glory are yours. It's yours, all yours, forever and ever. The kingdom is yours. It's yours, all yours, the kingdom, the power, the glory are yours. It's yours, all yours, forever and ever. The kingdom is yours. Father, let your kingdom come. Father, let your will be done on earth as in heaven, right here in my heart. Father, let your kingdom come. Father, let your will be done on earth as in heaven, right here in my heart. On earth as in heaven, right here in my heart.
And welcome to Journey. You guys can go ahead and have a seat. Welcome today on our 1-year anniversary as a church. We're celebrating 1 year. A couple of you people are excited, but I think we can do better than that. We're celebrating 1 year as a church. That's what I'm talking about. Make some noise. It is an exciting day. We're celebrating all kinds of things, but we're not stopping. We're still rolling, but we are going to look back at a couple of things this year and just how awesome it's been as a church since we launched last March 2022. Here we are in 2023. It's been an incredible year. And whether you've been with us since the very beginning, came halfway, or today is your very first day, we are excited that you are with us today on this special occasion. We have something for you. It's called our app. It's totally free. You can download it. We'll have a QR code on the screen behind me. You can download that app. There's all kinds of information in there, how to get involved in serving, how to give, how to join a group. There's also an events area in there, so you can see all the kind of cool things that we have coming up. One of those things is for the ladies. Hey, ladies, we got some stuff for y'all. There is a brunch coming up, and since I'm not a lady, I don't have all the details, but you know what does have all the details? The app. So make sure to download that, because in there it'll tell you where it is, when it is, and it's going to be, from what I've heard, it's pretty much the place to be if you're a lady in this community. So I think that's next Saturday is when they're going to have it, but if I'm wrong, the app will tell you what the actual day is. So make sure to download that before you roll out today. And it's a great way for y'all ladies to connect and just see who else is in this community, maybe build some relationships, and who knows, you might find your lifelong friend just because you went to a brunch on Saturday. I don't know, but God works in all kinds of crazy ways. Speaking of that app, I mentioned that you can also give in there. We're celebrating a year as a church, and the only way that we're able to do the things that we do, the only way we're actually able to continue to see people's lives change, to continue to see people meet Jesus and journey with him, is because we have a community of people that are faithful with what's called the tithe. A tithe is 10% of your income, and this is something throughout Scripture. We see that money is something that's so important. Jesus talks about it all the time because we know, according to Jesus, that where you put your money is where your heart goes as well. And so we don't talk about this because we need your money, right? But we know that if you put money into something, then you're invested in that thing. You want to see it do well. You want to see it grow. You want to see it thrive, right? If you buy a house, the last thing you're going to do is drive your car through a wall, right? Because you know, I got to make this thing last. I want to take care of it. So I'm going to clean my floors. I'm going to clean my spaces. You're going to do everything you can to take care of it. That's probably a crazy example, but you know, you want to take care of your house, right? Same thing here. You put money into it. You're like, you know what? I'm going to be invested in that. And God knows that that's true. So he said, hey, just to remind you of where everything came from anyways, because it came from me, God, 10%. Just bring back 10% to help you remember that everything you have is from me, and to help you stay involved, get involved, and see my church thrive. So you can do that in the app. You can also text the number on the screen. I think there's going to be a number on the screen, the amount that you want to give, or you can drop it off in the black toaster on the way out. Regardless of how you decide to give, thank you so much for being generous. You are a part of every person's story who's come through these doors and said, hey, I want to move forward and continue this journey with Jesus. Speaking of that, later on today, we're going to see something really cool. We're going to see somebody get baptized later today. Yes, super excited about that. We're going to see someone get baptized, and this is what we're all about, seeing people meet Jesus and journey with him. And one of my favorite things that we did this last year was we had a pool baptism where there was several people that were getting baptized all at once. It was in summer, it was hot, there was a ton of people out there all gathered around to see people say, I want to take the plunge, literally, and join Jesus in this. And so this whole year has been really great. We're continuing that celebration. I could talk about it all day, but let's just show you a sneak peek of the stuff that we did last year. Check it out.
Come on, 1 year. Woo! This is like the fireworks finale right here. I like it. Hey, well, welcome to Journey. We are celebrating 1 year. I am so pumped that you are here. Man, there are so many great things to talk about in the past year of our church, but what we've seen so far, these are the numbers that matter so much, is we've seen 14 people give their lives to Christ in baptism. Today is 15 with Shannon getting baptized. You gave me a golf clap on that, but I don't think you understand. Some churches don't even see anybody baptized in a year. Some people go years without seeing 15 people give their lives to Christ in baptism. So I think you can give it up a little more than you just did. Yeah. We've had 145 first-time guests walk through the doors of this church. We've given away over $8,000 to our strategic partners to eradicate homelessness here in our area, to partner with kids in the Dominican Republic through One Child, and so many other things. And I'm amazed at all that has happened in this first year. And here's the amazing thing. We're just getting started. The journey continues. Come on, somebody. And so I want to, I'm excited for what we're going to do today, because over the next 3 weeks, we're going to gear up towards Easter. We're launching this brand new series called Found People, Find People. And I just really want to drill in on that, that understanding that found people, find people. But I wonder, have you ever seen the site youhadonejob.org? Youhadonejob.org. And even if you've never seen the site, chances are you've seen some of the memes on social media. And this site exists to immortalize the failures of people. And I just want to show you some of the images that are here. The concept is you had one job and you blew it. So here, check this one out. Yeah, you only had one job. How did you mess this up? Here's the next one. Who's sitting there? Who's sitting there? You had one job. Here's the next one. You had one job, man. One job. Here's the next one. Get ready for winter. Freeze your feet in winter. You had one job, display person. Here's the next one. Come on. I would be upset if I got home and I saw this. You had one job. Put the can of Coke in the Coke packaging. Here's the next one. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Do I enter? Do I not? You had one job, door. All right, here's the next one. Yeah. That fan's not working. That fan is just not going to work. You had one job. Here's the next one. Come on, sewer. Sewer, you have one job. You're not even doing it. Yeah, so this site exists to immortalize the failures of people. You had one job. When I see those images, I think to myself, how did you miss it? How did you not get this right? You had one job, only one thing you had to do, and you blew it. I don't know if you know this or not, but you have one job as well. If you're a Christian, if you're somebody who follows Jesus, you've said yes to following him, making him the leader of your life, you have one job. Now, you might have some other jobs, the job you do for your career, the job to provide for your family, to care for your family, the job to care for yourself, all those different things. But ultimately, your number one top priority job, you have one job that you have to get right. And if you don't get this right, you've missed the mission. And your one job, if you're a Christian, somebody who follows Jesus, your one job is the same job Jesus had. I don't know if you know this or not, but Jesus had one job. Jesus had one job when he was here on this earth 2,000 years ago, and he actually tells us what that job is in Luke chapter 19, verse 10. Before I read that, again, we're starting this series called Found People, Find People. The title for my sermon, for those of you type A personalities who need to get it, and so you can write it down, is this: you had one job. All right? So if you're taking notes, go ahead and write that down. The title for my sermon, you had one job. If you're not taking notes, go ahead and write that down. The title for my sermon, you had one job. Jesus tells us what his one job is in Luke chapter 19, verse 10. He says this: for the Son of Man came to seek and save the lost. For the Son of Man came to seek and save the lost. Jesus, why did you come? I came to seek and save the lost. Jesus, why are you here? Why are you living on this planet? I came to seek and save the lost. Jesus, why were you born of a virgin? I came so that I could seek and save the lost. Jesus, why did you, as God, put on flesh to live amongst us? Why did you come? He tells us right here, I came. My sole purpose, the reason I'm here, is to seek and save the lost. Now, Jesus said, the Son of Man. You may hear that and you say, wait, I thought he was the Son of God. He is. He's also the Son of Man. There's times where Jesus refers to himself as the Son of Man because he was born of a woman. He was born of humanity. He was born of people. So he's the Son of humanity, the Son of Man. And he's also the Son of God. So Colossians 2:9 explains to us that Jesus is both God and man. So is Jesus 100% God? Yes. Is he 100% man? Yes. He's both and. And so here Jesus says, the Son of Man, me, Jesus, I came to seek. You played hide and seek. You go seek people who are hiding. If you're the seeker, you go find people who are hiding. Jesus said, I came to find and save, rescue, redeem, restore the lost. I came to find people so they will no longer be lost, but instead they will be found. I came to find people so they'll be found. Jesus, why did you come? I came to find people so they'll be found. And then Jesus hands off this mission to those of us who would follow him. See, just before Jesus ascended into heaven, so he's lived his life, he's gone through his 3-year ministry, he's been arrested, crucified, he's resurrected from the grave, and just before he ascends into heaven, he gets his followers together, and he essentially tells them, tag, you're it. My one job, I'm transferring to you. Not just the people who were there assembled when Jesus was talking to them, but for every single one of us who would follow Jesus, he transfers his one job onto us. And we see that in John chapter 20, verse 21. Again, Jesus said, peace be with you. As the Father has sent me, I'm sending you. Jesus, what's your one job? I came to seek and save the lost. The Father sent me here so that I could find lost people and make them found. Now, I want to go back real quick to Jesus' mission. He said he came to seek and save the lost. I came to find people so they won't be lost anymore. He did not say, I came so that found people could be more found. He didn't say, I came so that found people could be really comfortable. He didn't say, I came so that found people could live a convenient life and get plugged into a nice, neat church that's going to cater to their needs. That's not why he came. He came to seek and save the lost. That was his mission. And then he gives us that same mission. Just as the Father has sent me with this mission to seek and save the lost, I am sending you. So you and I, if you follow Jesus, if you believe that Jesus died for you on the cross, that he rose again from the dead, because of that belief, you've made him the leader of your life and you've been baptized into him. Your mission, your one job is to seek and save the lost because you are now found. And as a found person, it's your job to find other people. Jesus does not say, congratulations, now that you're found, you got your ticket to heaven. So you're good. Show up in church, sit, relax, sing songs till the cows come home, plan worship nights, join Bible studies to dig really deep into my word. Don't do it, but just dig deep into it and learn it. No, he doesn't say that. He said, instead, just as God has sent me to seek and save lost people, that's your one job, to seek and save lost people. The question I have for you is, are you doing it? Are you doing your one job? To seek and save lost people. There's another time, actually the same time that Jesus is talking to his disciples, and it's recorded with different words. It's found in Acts chapter 1, verse 8. It says this, Jesus said to his followers, but you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you'll be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth. Hey, you will be my witnesses. Here's what a witness is. A witness is somebody who sees something and says something, right? I saw something and I say what I saw. And Jesus said, hey, you found me, I've found you, you're now found, so you go be my witnesses to other people. You've seen something, now go say something to other people. A witness sees something and says something. If a witness sees something but does not say anything, they are not a very good witness. You and I have been called to be witnesses of what we've seen. Now, sometimes people will say this, so they'll come to church or they'll meet Jesus and they're brand new to this faith thing and it's all new to them, and that may be you, and you may hear this and you're saying, okay, I get it. Found people find people. Because found people can't be found and be like, huh, the hell with y'all. Because that's what we're saying if we don't do anything, right? Found people have to then go find other people and say what we've seen. And sometimes what happens is somebody is new to faith and they say, well, I don't know how to tell other people about it. I don't know if I know what I need to know because I feel like I need to know some more. So before I go find other people, I'm just gonna come to church. I'm gonna learn some more. I'm gonna know some more. But I just wanna tell you, if you've said yes to Jesus, you know everything you need to know to share with someone else, right? You know everything you need to know to share with somebody else. Here's why. Because you knew everything you needed to know to say yes to Jesus. You knew everything you needed to know to say yes to Jesus. You don't need to go to 5 more Bible studies before you know everything. You've already said yes to Jesus. You know what you needed to know for you to say yes. So all you got to do is share what you know. That's what a witness does. Well, Your Honor, I saw that guy shoot that guy. That's what I saw. That's what happened. Well, what kind of gun did he use? I have no clue what kind of gun he used. I just know that dude shot that dude. That's what I saw. What was the bullet that he used? I have no clue if it was a 9mm or a 45 or any of that. What I do know is this dude rolled up on that dude and shot him and now he's dead. But at what trajectory and at what angle and what was the temperature? I have no clue about any of those things. What I know is I saw him shoot him and that's it. A witness just sees something and says what they see. You don't have to know all the answers to everybody's questions in order for you to share what you know. All I know is my life was jacked up and I found hope in Jesus. All I know is I didn't have it all together and I came to church, it was my last hope and I found Jesus and now things seem to, I have hope now. All you got to do is share what you know because what you know is everything you needed to know for you to say yes to Jesus. And who knows, maybe what you know is what they need to know. But if you keep it to yourself, they'll never know. There's this other time where Paul, this early church planter, he starts churches in the Roman world. He's writing to some Christians in the church in Corinth, and he's explaining to them, again, hey, you got one job. Jesus came to seek and save the lost. He said, in the same way that God sent me, I'm sending you. And then he said, you're my witnesses. Paul is writing to this church in Corinth and explains it to the Christians there. He says, hey, we're Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making his appeal through us. An ambassador is a representative of one nation to another nation. And so I live in this nation. I'm going to go to this nation, and I represent the nation I'm from to where I am now. That's what an ambassador is. If you are somebody who's found, you have moved your citizenship from the place of darkness into the land of light. That's where you live now. You live in the land of light, and you're shining light. And as Christ's ambassadors, it is our one job to shine our light in dark places. And you know some people living in dark places. You hang out with them at the bar. You hang out with them at work. You hang out with them at school. They're friends of yours on Instagram. They're friends of yours on Facebook. They're friends of yours in real life. Because friends on Instagram and Facebook, those aren't real friends, right? Those are fake friends. But you get real life friends who you know, and you visit and you talk with them. You got friends you got people who are living in the land of darkness, and you see them on Thanksgiving. You see them on Christmas. And when we interact with them, we come from the land of light and intermingle with people who are living in darkness. We say, all right, bye. And we continue to live in the land of light where they continue to live in the land of darkness, and we never say anything to them. We are content with allowing people to go back to the land of darkness because, well, I don't want to offend anybody. Well, I don't really know what to say. Oh, it's just kind of awkward. How do I bring it up? You just live light. You live light in such a way where people see your life and they say, I want what you got. It's like you're from some different place. Because the way life works, where I'm from, the way I'm living is like this, and it's not working, and I'm frustrated, and I got no hope, and I'm trying to figure this out, and I feel empty, and that's how it is where I live. But where you live, it seems like you got some hope. It seems like you got some peace. It seems like you got some joy. Why? You know why? Because you have switched citizenships to the land of light. They keep going back to darkness, and you say, see you later. How cruel is that? You know the way they should go. Oh, but so often we just keep it to ourselves. And in Jesus' most famous sermon ever, the Sermon on the Mount, he explains who we are. If you're somebody who follows Jesus, he says who you are, and here's who you are. He said, you are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everybody in the room. In the same way, let your light shine before others that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. In the same way, let your light shine before others that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. You know, when I graduated high school in 2001, I went to Bible college at Roanoke Bible College. It's now Mid-Atlantic Christian University down in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. And when I was there, I was studying for youth ministry and took a minor in preaching, youth ministry, and also counseling. And while I was there, I discovered that I found myself caught in the Bible college bubble. Because I'm there with all these other people who are Christians, and we're all shining our light, but around that campus was darkness, people who were going to hell, and I didn't know anybody who was going to hell when I was in Bible college. When I was in Bible college, I was surrounded by all these people who were going to heaven. And as you hear that, you might say, ugh, I don't want that. People going to hell, you sure? And listen, I know we live in a society and culture where all dogs go to heaven, and all people go to heaven, and he's in a better place, but that's not true. The truth is this: everybody will spend eternity somewhere. Everybody will spend eternity somewhere. Everybody in this room is going to spend eternity somewhere. The cashier that you get mad at because they take too long, he's going to spend eternity somewhere. The person on the other end of the phone who just seems incompetent, am I just talking about people I interact with? They're going to spend eternity somewhere. Your mother-in-law, she's going to spend eternity somewhere. It's not where you want her. Don't wish that on her, okay? Everybody. The people you have drinks with, people in your study group, people in your book club, people on your sports team, your kickball team, all those people, everybody is going to spend eternity somewhere. And where we spend eternity is dependent on what we do with Jesus. It's what we do with Jesus. If you believe that Jesus died for you on the cross and you decide to accept that sacrifice he made for you, if you accept his gift of grace and forgiveness and make him the leader of your life, I don't know how you can say, Jesus, I believe you died for me on the cross. You rose from the grave. You've forgiven me. You've forgiven me. You redeemed me. You restored me. Deuces. And then live your life. I don't know how you can do that. Like when you come to that point where you say, I believe, I know that I know. I have to follow you, God. See, we believe and follow. We believe and follow. We believe and follow. Not my way, but your way, God. We believe, follow, and are immersed into Jesus. We're baptized into him. And when we're baptized, we come up a brand new creation. We're buried with God in baptism. Romans chapter 6 explains, and here's the deal. You bury things that are dead. So until you make the decision to follow Jesus and are baptized into him, you're dead. You're the walking dead. I know you think you're alive, but you're dead in your sins. But when you're baptized into Christ, you come up a brand new creation. You're brand new. You're brand new. You're not fixed. You're not better. You're brand new. All right? When you make the decision to say, Jesus, I believe, I want to follow, and I'm going to be immersed into you, what you're doing is you're deciding to live with and for God. And what we do, the choices we make in this life, are extended in eternity. And so because you make the decision to live with and for God here and now by believing, following, and being immersed into him, then you'll be with God forever in eternity in heaven. If you make the decision to reject that gift that he's given you, you say, I don't want to live with you, I don't want to live for you, then the decision you're making here in this life is simply extended into eternity. God does not send people to hell. We send ourselves because of the decision we make here and now. If you make the decision, I'm not going to follow you, God says, that's okay. For all of eternity, since you chose in this life to be separated from me, and I wish that weren't the case, I'm going to allow you to be separated from me in all of eternity, and that place is in hell, apart from God. And so this is why it is so vital for us to make the decision to say, it's not about what I've done. It's not about being a good person. It's not about getting my act together. It's not about any of that, but it's about, God, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to live for you here and now because I want to be with you forever in eternity. And we don't make that decision out of fear. I'm scared of the flames of the devil. No. We make that decision because we realize I am not perfect. I do not have it all together. I am a flawed individual and I need help. And thank God for Jesus because he forgives me, he restores me, he redeems me. So I don't have to live in the guilt anymore. I don't have to live in the shame anymore. I don't have to live in the feelings of inadequacy anymore because he makes me good enough and he says that I have what it takes. And so I'm going to follow him because I need him. I've tried to do life on my own, and I suck at it. I cannot do it. That's why I need him. And so we make this decision to follow Jesus because we need him. He says, since you made the decision to follow me, that just extends into eternity. And that's why you got to nail it down, man. Hey, if you've never made the decision to say yes to Jesus, to believe, to follow and to be immersed into him today, we're doing baptisms. I know you didn't come to church planning on getting baptized, but you can leave today planning on getting baptized. We're doing our 1 year anniversary party at Nick and Angela's house. We'll have a QR code on here later. You can scan, you'll get the address. We're going to provide lunch for you, and they got a hot tub. I know it's cold out there right now, but they got a hot tub, so the water is warm. And you didn't bring a bathing suit. It starts at 12 o'clock. So you got time to drive home, pick you up a bathing suit and a towel. Bring a towel. Don't use their towel. You bring your own towel, and then we can get you baptized today. You lock it in. You nail it down, and there is no in between. You either follow him or you don't. It's not well, me and God got a contract worked out, or God knows my heart, or God, no. Did you say yes to Jesus? Have you accepted his gift of salvation? Have you gone all in with him? Have you been baptized into him? If not, you're separated. And today's the day to go all in with him. So in order for you to find other people, you first got to be found. Because you can't be finding other people if you're not found first. So you got to make that decision. And when you make that decision, you become the light of the world. Like I said, I was in Bible college, and I was shining my light. We were shining our light there. But the problem was I was shining my light in an already well-lit place. I had to get out to places of darkness. And here's what can happen. Sometimes in church, Christians can get a little confused where we think that we got to shine our light here. This is where we shine our light. So we come in and we shine. Just shine, yeah. And then what happens is we go to our work on Monday and we say, we're now really supposed to talk about religion at work. So I put my light under a bowl. I don't know if you sound like that, but you know, in my mind you do. We go to our family. Well, I don't really know what to say to people, so I just. But we come here and shine and shine. And here's too much light can be blinding. Too much light can be damaging, and what can happen is we can start to think this is the place we shine our light. So we show up in church and we shine our light, and we don't take it out to dark places. We shine our light here, and what can happen is we get misguided where we lose sight of the mission. Remember your mission? To seek and save the lost. Found people, find people. If we lose sight of that, though, and we think our job is to shine the light here, then what can happen is we can start to think this is all about us. This is all about us. If we lose sight of, there are people who are lost and dying. There are people who are entering into hell, who are entering into eternity, separated from God. And we think that church is about us, then we can come and just shine our light. And we think that the church is here to cater to our needs. Or I don't really like this. Or maybe we could have done this differently. You know, this church isn't really suiting my needs, so I think I'll go to another church. And we could get lost. We lose sight of the mission. We're not here to shine our light. We're here to get our marching orders, so that we can go out into a dark and dying world and shine there and bring them in to come and see what God is doing and be transformed. It's like if you heard that there was this kid missing and you joined the search and rescue team and you're like, all right, we got to go find this kid. And you meet up with a bunch of other people in this field and they're like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give everybody a whistle. They give everybody a whistle. And they say, line up in this field. We're going to start walking down this field. And if you see any evidence, you see any pieces of clothing, you see anything that might point to that kid, we want you to stop, put your hand up, and blow that whistle. And then we're all going to come and gather that evidence. All right? Cool. Everybody got it? Break. You know you are there to do anything you can to find this lost kid. But if while you're searching, you get sidetracked, you forget about the mission, and you start thinking it's about you, you might be looking and you might be like, you know, I don't really like the color of this whistle they gave me. And I don't know why we're lined up in a line like this. It'd be better if we were in zigzags. Or, you know, I'm kind of tired. I think I'll just go home. You lost sight of the mission. What are you doing? Complaining about the color of your whistle? There's a kid missing. We got to find him. This is what happens when some people come to church. Well, do they have a good kids program for my family? We want to have a good kids program for your family, yes, but it's not about that. Well, is the preaching engaging and dynamic? Yes, we want it to be. I don't want to bore you to death. Well, is the music to my standard liking, and are they playing the hits that I listen to on K-Love? I don't know. It's not about that. It's about you have friends who are going to hell. You have people in your life who are living in the land of darkness, who need you to say something. That's what it's about. It's about reaching out and finding God's lost kids and introducing them to where they can find hope and love. That's what this is about. Not, are the chairs comfortable enough? What? Oh man, but Christians all over do this. But here's what I'm grateful for. That I don't lead a church like that. I'm grateful that I lead a church that's on mission. I'm grateful that this is a church that gets it. I'm grateful that the people in this church understand that we're here to seek and save the lost, because our mission is to help people meet Jesus and journey with him. And we will stop at nothing to reach people, to let them know that the God of the universe loves you and he calls you by name and he has a plan and a purpose for your life. And no matter who you are, where you've been, and what you've done, God loves you. And God loves you not for who you should be, because none of us are as we should be, but God loves you for who you are here and now. And he calls you to something greater. I'm grateful that for the past year, I've led a church of people who get it. And for the years to come, we're going to be on mission. We're not complaining about colors of whistles. We're not complaining about preferences, but we are on mission to help people meet Jesus and journey with him. I'm glad I lead a church like that. And if you don't know, now you know. Yeah, so, man. When we live out our mission to seek and save the lost, here's what it does. It helps God out, because God longs for his lost kids to come home. It helps other people out because they're living in the land of darkness and they need to come into the land of light. You know, the only thing that you can do here on earth that you can't do, there's actually two things. There are two things you can do here on earth that you cannot do in heaven. Well, one of them is sin. There's no sin in heaven. But the other is this: seek and save the lost. The only thing you can do here on earth that you cannot do in heaven is seek and save the lost, because everybody in heaven is already found. If you've ever wondered, how come when I become a Christian, when I start following Jesus, how come he doesn't just zap me up to heaven? Why am I still here? Because he has a mission for you. Because if he zapped you up to heaven, you wouldn't be able to do the one thing that you can do here that you can't do in heaven, and that's tell other people about the hope that you found. You got one job. Found people, find people. So when we do our job, we help God out because he wants to see his lost kids come home. We help other people out because we show them hope, but we also help ourselves out. When we do our one job, we help ourselves out. I love this story about Bill W., one of the co-founders of Alcoholics Anonymous. He was in a bad state. He was 6 months sober, but he was in some financial hardships. And he and some friends went to Akron, Ohio to do a business deal. They were going to buy a business. The deal fell through, and so he was depressed about it. And he found himself in a hotel bar feeling like he needed a drink. He was going to break his 6 months of sobriety. And while he was sitting in this hotel bar, tempted to drink, ready to break his sobriety, he thought to himself, instead of a drink, I need to find another alcoholic. I need to find somebody to share my story with. And so he made some calls, and he ended up meeting with Dr. Bob, the other co-founder of Alcoholics Anonymous. Dr. Bob was an alcoholic at the time. He met up with Bill W., and Bill W. told Dr. Bob his story, and it got him through. They went on to go found Alcoholics Anonymous. Now here's the deal. Bill W. didn't call Dr. Bob to save him. Bill W. called Dr. Bob because he needed to save himself. There could be no healing in your life without helping others. So when we shine our light, when we seek and save others, we're helping God out because we're bringing his lost kids back to him. We're helping others out because we're introducing them to a new place of citizenship, a place they've been longing for the whole time. But we're also helping ourselves out because we need to share our story with others. And that's where we find healing. So I want to give you some practical steps as we move from this. I want to invite you to pray this prayer every day this week, and the prayer is this. You say, God, how do you want to love me today? And who do you want to love through me? God, how do you want to love me today? And who do you want to love through me? Jesus said the greatest command is this: love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. He said the second is like it: love your neighbor as yourself. You cannot love other people if you don't first love yourself. You cannot give what you do not have. If you don't have $1 million, you can't give it to me. If you don't have a Lamborghini, you cannot give it to me. If you do have a Lamborghini, give it to me. If you have $1 million, put it in the trunk of that Lamborghini. And I'll keep it. I'll keep it. But you cannot give what you do not have. You cannot love others if you do not love yourself. So the first part of that prayer, God, how do you want to love me today? Let me know that I'm good enough and I have what it takes. And how do you want me to love others? You start praying that, you're going to see God open up opportunities for you to share his love with other people. You might be at work and you feel some sort of nudge within you, and it's like, hey, go talk to Bob. You're like, I don't want to talk to Bob. And you feel that nudge, go talk to Bob. Bob's a jerk. I don't like him. I don't care. Go talk to him. That's God telling you to talk to him. You're watching TV and you think of somebody. Pause what you're watching and go call them. I have this policy where if I think of somebody, I'll call them. And there have been times where I'll call them. They're like, oh, okay, thanks. Yeah. There's other times where I'll call them and say, thanks for calling me. I needed this right now. I don't know. I just call them. You're sitting in the stands, you're watching your kid's game, and you come across a parent you haven't met, and you see them all the time, but you never talk to them. You start praying this prayer, you're going to realize, I need to go talk to them and get their name. You're at a restaurant, you're in line at the grocery store, whatever it is, and all of a sudden, God, who do you want to love through me today? Oh, there's my server, there's my cashier. Let me engage with them in conversation. And that's something you might never do before. But you start praying this prayer, God, how do you want to love me today, and who do you want to love through me? And then finally, I want to give you 4 phrases. We're going to have all 4 on the screen in a moment. I want you to take a picture of this so you can remember it. 4 phrases to watch out for. When you hear somebody say this, I'm new here. Somebody just moved here. I'm new here. This is a great opportunity for you to say something. Awesome. Hey, let me tell you some stuff about the area. Hey, have you found a church yet? One of the easiest ways to invite somebody. Have you found a church yet? Well, I don't really go to church. Okay, that's cool. I didn't used to go to church either, but then I went to this one. Here, come check it out. Well, I'm not really religious. Oh, that's fine. I wasn't religious either, but then I went to this church. Here, why don't you check it out? I don't really believe in God. Oh, that's fine. I didn't believe in God either. Here, I want you to check this out. That's all it is. I'm new here. Have you found a church yet? Here it is. I'm hurting. Somebody's talking about, I'm going through something difficult. I just lost my job. I lost my child. My marriage is struggling. I need help. When you're engaging in conversation with them, you say, man, that sounds really tough. You know, a place I've been able to find healing and hope is at my church. How about you come and see this Sunday? Easy way to invite somebody. Here's where I found hope and healing. How about this one? I'm trying to meet new people. So you're scrolling through Tinder, swiping through, hey, trying to meet new people. Nah, I know what you're really looking for. But some people are trying to meet new people, I guess. I don't know. That'd be cool. Hey, swipe right on you. Hey, have you found a church yet? Hey, before I go out on a date with you, how about you come to church with me? All right, yeah. Trying to meet somebody new. Oh, that's cool. Hey, you know, one of the places I've been able to meet a lot of people is in my church. You should come sit with me. They have pretty girls there too. Just tell them that. Just bribe people, right? I don't know what to do. Somebody says, I don't know what to do. I got a decision to make. I'm not sure which way to go. I'm not sure how to handle this. I'm trying to figure this out. Here's what you say. You know, one of the best ways I've discovered what to do is through my church. It's a place where I go to get wisdom, and since I've been in church and following God's principles, I've just seen things start to work out for me. You should come and sit with me this Sunday. I'll even pick you up if you need me to. Listen for those 4 phrases, and then every one of those phrases is a great way. You know what? I found that in my church. How about you come and see? It's easy. One of the ways that we've wanted to equip you when it comes to being a bringer is we've given you cards that are on your chairs. I want to invite you to take those with you and hand those out to people as you meet them. Hey, come sit with me on Easter. Easter is a time where people who don't come to church will come to church if they get invited. So you invite them. We also have an app we have an invite on our app that you can just pull up right on your phone. You got your phone all the time. So if you don't have those invite cards, you got your phone. You pull out that app. There's a tab that says invite somebody. You tap that, and then they can scan the QR code. It takes them right to our site. You have an invite on you all the time, and we want to equip you and resource you because found people find people, and you have one job. One job. Church, we have one job. It's to seek and save the lost. That's it. You have one job. Here's my fear, to die and go to heaven, and God says to me, what did you do? You had one job, James, but you planned worship nights instead. You had one job, but you attended a bunch of Bible studies instead. Nothing's wrong with any of those things. That's just not our one job. You had one job, but you catered to your own preferences. You had one job. Our one job is to seek and save the lost, because found people find people. And we got some work to do. Over here we have a whiteboard. I want to invite you as you leave today. There's some markers there. Write the names of people who you know need to be here on Easter. They're living in the land of darkness. They need to be here on Easter. That's our hit list over there, all right? No, I'm just joking, but I'm serious too. But we're going to be praying for them. And you can take a picture of that and say, hey, I wrote your name on the board. You're coming to Easter. write their name on the board. We're going to have it there next week and the week after and on Easter. These are the people we know need to be here, and we're going to do our job. And if they don't come, you can't make them. You could, it might be illegal. We don't want to kidnap people, but you do your job to invite them. You do your job to pray for them. And we're going to let God do his job on their heart to get them to come here. So write their name on that board, because we got one job: to seek and save the lost. And every single week we celebrate communion, where we remember the sacrifice Jesus made for us to save us so that we could be found. And what I want to do is I want to give you a moment. We're going to play a video. After that video, we're going to give you a chance to take communion. And you got some juice and crackers on the seat that you're sitting in. The cracker represents Jesus' body. It reminds us of his body that was broken for us. The juice reminds us of his blood that was shed for us. I want to invite you, after this video, we're going to give you a moment where you can take communion and be reminded of the sacrifice Jesus made for you. But maybe for some of you, before you can be reminded of the sacrifice Jesus made for you, you need to know about the sacrifice he made for you, and you need to accept it, and you need to say yes to him, and you need to make the decision to get baptized into him, like Shannon is doing today. Check out her story.
Hi, my name is Shannon, and so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. So I grew up in an agnostic family, and I didn't have a belief in God. And growing up, I mean, it was a good childhood, but I also felt like there was a little bit of something missing. I felt like maybe there was more to life than just living, working, getting married, having kids, and then dying. Like, is that all? And then so when I turned 18, I decided that I wanted to investigate and see if there was more. So I went to church for the first time, and when I walked in that moment, I just knew that there was a God and that he loved me. And that was when I decided I wanted to do everything I could to find out more and to get to know him and to understand that love that he had for me. And so after that, it took me a couple years to kind of figure out what that meant, because I had a lot of questions swirling around, because I knew that there was God, but I wasn't sure, what does that mean? Does that mean that, like, where does Jesus play a role in this? What church am I supposed to join? Which God am I supposed to follow? So I decided that I would read the Bible and figure out what it meant. So I read the Bible, and I got to the end, and I was still pretty confused. I knew that I believed in God, but I wasn't really sure if the Bible was real. But I also knew that I wanted it to be real, and I wanted to have that faith, and I wanted to have that belief. So I decided then that maybe it's not real, but I'm going to choose to believe it, and I'm going to go out on that limb, and I'm going to have faith in the Bible. And so from there, now that I knew that I believed in God, I believed in Jesus, I believed in the Bible, I was searching for a church to join and a place where I could really grow my faith and have a community. So I was just looking around for a church to join. I was kind of church hopping every week, and I found a church that I thought might be okay. It was The Journey Church, which was in Chesapeake. And then the next day I was looking up directions for it, and one popped up that was in Virginia Beach. And I figured, this is closer to my house. And I went there, realized it was not the one that I was looking for, but it felt, it was where I felt like I was at home and the place where I wanted to be. And then I found Journey, and this was a place where I felt like I could grow my faith. I could join a community of believers. And this was a place where I wanted to make that commitment to God and get baptized and live the rest of my life with God by my side.
Looking around these walls, I thought by now they'd fall, but you have never failed me yet. Waiting for change to come, knowing the battle's won, for you have never failed me yet. Your promise still stands, great is your faithfulness, faithfulness. I'm still in your hands, this is my confidence, you never failed me yet. Sing with us. I know the night won't last, your word will come to pass. My heart will sing your praise again. Jesus, you're still enough. Keep you within your love. My heart will sing your praise again. Your promise still stands, great is your faithfulness, faithfulness. I'm still in your hands, this is my confidence, you never fail. Your promise still stands, great is your faithfulness, faithfulness. I'm still in your hands, this is my confidence, you never failed me yet. Yes, Jesus. Put your hands together. I want you to sing with us. Here we go. I seen you move. You move the mountains.
Have you seen him move?
And I believe
Come on.
I'll see you do it again.
Yeah.
You made your way
If he's made a way,
when there was no way.
sing it out.
And I believe I'll see you do
If
it
you believe, he'll do it again.
I've seen you move.
Come on.
You move the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do
He's
it
done it this past year, he'll do it
Made
again.
a way when there was no way.
Yeah.
And I believe
If you believe, he'll do it
I'll
again.
see you do it again.
Come on.
I've seen you move.
If you've seen him move,
You move the mountains.
Come on.
And I believe I'll see you do it again. Made a way
what's the way he's
when
made?
there was no way. And I believe I'll see you do
He
it
didn't bring you this far to
again.
leave you. He'll do it
I'll
again.
see you do it again.
He did it this past year in this church, and he'll do it again
I'll
next
see
year.
you do it again. I'll see you do it again.
He's not a God who moved. He's a God who still moves here and now. If you believe, he'll do it again. Come on.
Great is your faithfulness.
He's faithful.
Faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence.
He hasn't left you or abandoned you.
Never fail. Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness. I'm still in your hands.
He holds you. He holds
This is
you.
my confidence. Never failed.
You don't walk alone.
Never will forget.
Don't forget what he's done. Don't forget how he's come through.
Never will we end.
Don't take it for granted.
Never will forget.
He hasn't left you.
Never will
You are not alone.
forget.
God has brought you this far, and he'll take you where you need to go. He has not brought you this far to leave you, but he's brought you this far because the journey continues. The journey continues. And if he did it then, he'll do it again. He'll do it again. He'll do it again. Man, y'all keep that up. Y'all give it up for Dave. Come on out. Go ahead and close us out, man.
I thought he was going to take my job. You guys can have a seat. He's in charge, so he could just say, stop. I'll do it. Hey, it's been really cool to be here with you guys today. 1 year as a church. 1 year. A year of getting here early and setting up. A year of worship songs. A year of greeting people at the door. A year of kids ministry, doing awesome things back there. But more importantly, it's been a year where people have met Jesus and started their journey with him. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen over the next several years of what's happening at Journey. I want to remind you guys of something we've said multiple times today. Right after this, we are having a baptism starting at 12, baptism/party to celebrate all that has been and all that will be through this place that's just joined in the movement that's been going on for thousands of years. So there's a QR code on the screen behind me. That's got all the information there, so the address and everything you need to know about showing up. There'll be some food there. There's a big tray of cookies that will be there. I know because they were at my house way too long. So I need you guys to come and eat those. So I don't. So come and hang out. We'd love to have you guys there and hang out. And like Pastor James said, on your way out, there's a big board right there. Stop by, write down the names of the people that you're thinking of right now, because you're thinking of somebody that needs to be here on Easter, so we can be praying for them over the course of the next couple of weeks. And stay tuned for all kinds of stuff that we're going to have going on as a church leading up to Easter. Best way to know about all that stuff is in our app. So scan the code, download the app, write the name on the board, grab some invite cards on your way out, and hey, we will see you guys next week as we start year 2. You guys take it easy.